So you guys have totally the right idea. 1/7 is basically what number? It's basically 0, isn't it? 9/10 is basically 1 whole. So guess what? 1/7 is less than 9/10.
Yeah.
6/23 is basically 0. Not quite as close as 1/7, but it's pretty close.
Yeah.
42/47
It's like basically 1 whole.
pretty much 1 whole. So again, it's less than. Where this becomes a little bit harder sometimes for kids to understand is when we're dealing with the 1/2 stuff.
For this, are we looking for the bigger?
So 1/2 is.
In this case, you're not necessarily looking for the bigger. You're looking for what's closer to 1,
Oh.
closer to 1, or closer to 0.
Oh.
Isn't the 1/2 like it's just either like literally 1/2?
Is it a little bit more than a half,
or
or a little bit less than a half?
Yeah. Or yeah.
So what we might have is, we might have like 6/12 is exactly 1/2, right? Now 6/11 is a little bit more than 1/2.
So you do 6/12.
And 6/13 is a little bit less than a half. So now, when I take the 6/12 away, 6/13 is less than 6/11. Now, I will say that kids tend, because there is actually a 5th rule. Remember, I just said I didn't lie. I just didn't completely tell the truth. There is a 5th rule.
Why though?
No, it's not. It's leaving out something.
Yeah, sure.
We would never say that our teacher lied. Now, so for some kids, understanding what's a little bit less than half, what's a little bit more than half, isn't always as obvious as these are. Like, you know, these ones up here, like, to me, these are obvious. Like, that just jumps right out at you. You're like, whoa, like, it's not even. This one for some people, and you might be one of those people, this for some people isn't quite as clear. Isn't quite as jumping out obvious. So now, like, for example, if I were to say, let me go with 4/7 and 9/20. That's a 4. So 4/7 and 9/20. Now, which one of those is a little bit more than half, and which one's a little bit less than half?
4, 7, more than less than half.
No, see, this one's more than a half. Here's why. Think about it this way. How many pieces are filled in? So we'll go with this way. Filled in, not filled in. This is how I usually think about it. How many pieces of this are filled in? 4, right? How many are not filled in? If it's out of 7, that means 3 are not filled in. That means a little bit more than half is filled in. You see that?
And that's less
Because 3 of them are not filled in, 4 of them are. I can actually draw that. Now, I can't draw the 9/20, but I can draw.
So, or you can just say, if you think, so how I see it, I just say, oh, it's less, but then I know, oh no, it's more.
So here's our 4/7. Here's 7. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. Notice if I were to cut this in half, I would try drawing the line down like that. See how it's dipping a little bit over the halfway mark. Okay. My 9/20, another way to think about that one is, well, how many of this one are filled in? Well, 9 of them are filled in. How many are not filled in? 11 of them. Which means that this one's a little bit less than a half.
Oh, you could take
the
graph up top and then use that 20 and then split it up like that.
Yes, I could.
Can't you just double them, like 9 plus 9 equals 18? 18 is less than 5.
Alright, so some people can think that way. I don't always like to explain it that way because not everyone understands that. And so there's different ways of looking at 1/2. You're right. 9 plus 9 is 18. So you know 9/18 would be 1/2. So then, yeah, look at this. It's just a couple more. All right, so I see more people coming.